Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Well, it seems like some NATO member states did not lose their sanity with all this Ukraine-Russia war, and are still capable of realizing that there's danger over there that could get a hot war between NATO and Russia, and that will not turn conventional. It will turn, I would assess, nuclear because conventional Russia would not really have a chance because of the number and economic power of the Western countries. So there, I would say that NATO made a good decision, and this decision will be explained in the article I'm going to discuss right now. It comes from European Pravda from today, 27th of June, and this is the title. NATO to not take part in the military unblocking of the Black Sea. So NATO to not take part. The North Atlantic Alliance is not considering attracting NATO military capabilities to create a corridor for Ukrainian exports across the Black Sea because it will lead to an unacceptable escalation. That means the Russians will shoot at them, guarantee you. And I'm quoting, we do not feel and don't think that NATO imposing military opposition will be of help in this situation. This will lead only to escalation. And quote, said Deputy Secretary General of NATO Mircea Joanna in an interview with Europravda. Oh my God, I know Mircea Joanna. By the way, Mircea Joanna was a candidate for the Romanian presidency. He lost because there were some maneuvers and maneuvers for him and maneuvers for the other guy. So he lost, like narrowly lost. Now, Mircea Joanna, just so you know, his father was in the other regime of Ceausescu, of the dictator. He was in the military, a big shot. Okay? So he was a big shot over there. Joanna is not a military guy. His son is just a weasel. And how do I know he's a weasel? I listen to him talk. I see him. I look at him. So it's good enough. How he processes information, how he expresses himself, how he is. He's not a, but who's not a weasel? I can tell you who's not a weasel. Maybe Macron to a certain extent. He's a weasel, but at least he's got some balls here and there. I can tell you that Erdogan is not a weasel. That's for sure. Anyway, so this is Mircea Joanna a little bit. So now he's in NATO, something over there. Oh my God. All right, so let's see. Joanna notes that partners are trying to find other solutions. The first is by rail and by land to EU ports. This route, despite its shortcomings, already lets export at least some of the grain. That's good. And I'm quoting, the other issue, which is indeed very complex, is how to have corridors across the Black Sea. That will be done with Russia because Russia is a player in this. No, Turkey, the NATO ally, is playing a constructive role in trying to find a solution that would be viable. And I believe that the the UN is the best actor here too, he added. Well, former Minister of Defense of Ukraine, Andriy Zagornyuk, believes that Ukrainian ports in the Black Sea can be unblocked in several ways, but they all involve the military. Well, good luck with that. Just so you know, Joanna has no power. They would not let a poor Romanian guy to be in charge of NATO, blah, blah, blah. He's just a spokesperson. Okay? He's not a spokesman. He's a spokesperson. He's not what they say he is. Because I always remember when former President Trump met Stoltenberg, that's a video on YouTube, and had a little conversation with American staff here, NATO staff over there, and Trump takes Stoltenberg to task, mops the floor with him, and Stoltenberg, besides being dominated, he is like a pupil a student in front of a teacher. That's how we behave, because that's the relationship. If United States says bye bye, the rest are just little, oh, it's gone. What are we going to do about it? This is United States' organization, and the other ones are come over here, we'll make it bigger, we all together. And they are protected to a certain extent. Because believe me, if a nuclear power, and I'm not talking about one that has 3 rockets, or one like Russia or China, let's put it, or I don't know, Israel, or would just hit or get involved with one NATO country in a scuffle, I guarantee you that NATO, the entire NATO, will talk, and will try to keep it conventional. But the other one, if the other one just escalated a bit to a different kind of conventional weapons, NATO will not do anything about it, because they do not want to threaten uh, their livelihoods for that little Romania, Bulgaria. No. But nevertheless, like, people feel safer, that's good. Give them a false feeling of security. That's good, always good, you know. But nevertheless, this is at least NATO had the common sense now to try to challenge Russia in the Black Sea, even though I know that Great Britain had some ideas at one point, but I think they realized that the Russians will not play games, and they dropped that. All right, thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.